Agenda item number 6 will now receive a report from the Deputy Leader. The indicative time for consideration is 30 minutes. If you wish to speak, please press your button. I call upon Councillor Tilsley.
Lord Mayor, I think that everyone will agree that 2010 has been a year of great challenges for Birmingham. This time last year I delivered my 5th annual report to Council and highlighted the challenges that lay ahead to be tackled with limited and ever-reducing resources. I now stand before you with my 6th report. The magnitude of those challenges have been confirmed, and as custodians of the public purse, we have spent the last year responding to them. We should always remember that Birmingham has continued to successfully deliver services of over £3.5 billion a year. This last year has also witnessed a welcome change of national government, who have now started the process of reducing the huge budget deficit of £952 billion they inherited from Gordon Brown and the previous Labour government. This debt equates to 57% of GNP and represents borrowing of £1 of every 4 spent by the government. It also equates to a debt of £1,300 for every person in the country. This was a legacy left by the outgoing government to the coalition. The previous government has left this country in an unsustainable position, and now across the public sector it is a challenge. But here in Birmingham we have a track record of innovating and making savings. This last year has also seen changes in my portfolio. Legal services, revenues and benefits and audit are now in the capable hands of my distinguished, slightly older brother, Councillor Randall Brew, and he ably reported on them in November. Despite the difficult economic conditions, 2010 was still a year of achievement, and I've expanded on many of these in my report, and these include our school children have continued to excel, achieving 55% A to Cs at GCSE level, including Maths and English, which is well above the national average and improving on the 48%. And I'm proud of the achievements of Birmingham school children, which has risen year on year under the Progressive Partnership. Birmingham has been selected by the government to be a pilot area for the first community budgets for families with complex needs, formerly known as Total Place. This pilot will commence in April this year, and it is an excellent recognition of the value of our work in this area. By pooling budgets with our partners, we'll have greater flexibility to work across boundaries and improve outcomes and efficiencies for the future. This city, encouraged by the coalition, is building the first new homes for a generation, in stark contrast to the previous government's priorities. £16 million of funding has been secured to build new homes through the Birmingham Municipal Housing Trust, supported by the coalition government, and we're on target to achieve 100% decent home standards by the end of the year, a massive achievement for the city. Working Neighbourhoods Fund has helped businesses through the recession. Over £1 million in loans have been made, and over 250 jobs have either been safeguarded or created, a real achievement in difficult circumstances. We're continuing to be one of the best performing authorities in reducing the amount of household waste sent to landfill, even today. We secured the government approval for the high-wise PFI worth £2.7 billion to transform our roads and pavements, and we're seeing evidence of them now. The successful implementation of category management has changed how the city purchases its gas and electric supplies, and we now have part of the pan-government energy project, increasing savings and leading the way in best practice. The Council has won a number of awards in the last year. Time constraints, I can't mention them all, but Customer First won the Guardian Public Service Award for Innovation and Progress in Customer Service, which I proudly received from you, Lord Mayor, at our last meeting. The City's Be Active scheme won the prestigious World Leisure International Innovation Prize. This scheme has undoubtedly contributed to the improved adult participation in sport and leisure in Birmingham in the last year. Across the digital partnership, investment in digital technologies continues, and there has been continued recognition at a national and local level of the role digital technologies play in all aspects of Birmingham's economic future. Hello Digital Week in October attracted over 1,000 people and saw the city take an international lead in showcasing the region's technological achievements against the best in the world. Our Birmingham resilience team has continued to provide 24/7 emergency response throughout 2010 across a range of emergencies and business disruptions, including the recent severe weather, and has significantly improved the website, which now attracts thousands of hits. I remain firmly committed to the Green Agenda. The Birmingham Climate Action Change Plan, as agreed by Cabinet in March last year, and the cross-portfolio Cabinet Committee on Climate Change and Sustainability was created. We're taking forward key priorities to ensure the future sustainability of the city, and I look forward to being involved in setting a new agenda for the city's green economy, building on the work of energy savers, but also the new low-carbon focus of marketing Birmingham. In Birmingham, we need to continue to save money whilst becoming more efficient. This is even more of a challenge in the current economic climate, with increased demand for services in certain areas with an ageing population resulting in increased demand. So I am pleased to report that 2010 has been another successful year for business transformation / modernisation. We're now almost halfway through our 10-year business modernisation programme, and we continue to deliver on our promise. We're on target to achieve £1 billion in revenue savings, as well as delivering improved services at lower costs for everyone who lives in Birmingham. Business modernisation is providing the city with a national and international reputation for innovation and public sector entrepreneurship, reaching as far as Hong Kong, South Korea, Australia and New Zealand. Within Customer First, significant progress has been made since I last reported to you. Rollout 1 has been completed, Rollout 2 is in progress, and this new year will see the implementation of Rollout 3. 100% of appointments with neighbourhood officers were offered within 10 days, and 98% of neighbourhood office customers were satisfied with the quality of service. We continue to build on the achievements of corporate service transformation. Not only are we maintaining 95% of invoices paid to time, but purchase order compliance has risen to 92%, and off-contract spend now is less than 1%. For the cross-portfolio element of the programme, work has started on the Farm Park Shared Service Hub, combining City Council services with those of our health partners, enabling efficiencies to be made. But for all the technological advances and efficiencies, it's important to continue to keep people safe. Working with police and partners, we saw 8,000 fewer street crimes in Birmingham in 2009 compared to 2008, making us the safest of the other 7 core cities for that year. There is no doubt that 2010 has been a challenge for the City Council, as will the year ahead. The forthcoming Council plan and budget preparations will outline our plans and targets for the future in these difficult times to ensure we provide excellent value for money for our residents for 2011 and beyond. The efficiencies that we are having to make has been forced on this council by the previous government that attempted to spend its way out of recession, building up huge levels of debt which were unsustainable. We have to make difficult decisions about spending priorities that others refused to make. I am convinced that we will make the correct decisions and that services within our city, as always under this administration, will be cost-effective and good value for money. Finally, as it's still a new year and predictions seem to be a popular New Year pastime, I've been thinking about the next 12 months and what it has in store. I could predict that Villa will win the Premiership and Blues will be runners-up. I might be wrong on that, as I'm reminded that the last time that England won the Ashes in Australia, Villa were relegated. I could predict that my Labour colleagues will support us through a difficult time in this city, but unfortunately I feel I may be wrong on that. Lord Mayor, I'm sure that the predictions will be realised. We will do the best for the city and for the people of this wonderful city. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Tilsley. Is that seconded?